Hey guys, it's Dan the Medic. Welcome to the channel. Now, today I'm going to talk about why I have not been on a cruise ever in my life, not knowingly. Okay? Now, I have known about cruises for a very long time, guys. I've known about it because the advertisements and everything, other people spin on it, they tell me about it. So a long time ago, I looked into it and I saw like a poster or something like Bahama, Caribbean, 199. I said, oh wait, that's terrific. Let me look more into it. And then I look into it. Turns out that it's like per person, right? And then you gotta find somebody else or pay double. And then it was something along the lines of taxes and fees not included. And then all these taxes and fees, and then they charge you for this, they charge you for that. I'm just like, you know what? That just turned me off, right? The fact that they put 199 on the poster, just to like draw people in and then it gets all convoluted. That's just deceptive practice. I cannot condone such practice. So I was like, you know what? F it. I'm not going on a cruise. Because what is a cruise anyway? Right? You get on the boat and then you gotta be like stuck there for, I mean, like my father, right? He took a cruise a long time ago. And back then, there was no choice. That was the only way to get around. There weren't any planes back then that went to where he was coming from and where he was going. So it took him a couple of months or something like that to get across the Pacific Ocean. And then when I talked to my dad, I said, Dad, what do you think of going on a cruise? He just laughed at me. He says, nowadays we got airplanes. I was like, that's a good point. Because it's like, why subject yourself to such things? Well, anyway, right? I just never liked the idea of it. And of course, over the years and the years, as a casino loyalty card member, I've gotten offers for like free cruises. And so I look into those, and turns out it's not free. You got to pay all this nonsense and fees and everything. I was like, oh, a more deceptive practice. How is it a complimentary cruise if you got to pay anything for it? So all that time, I was like, F the cruises, F the cruises. Now, I'm moving out of New York City, right? Because I'm going to Vegas. I mean, like within the relatively near future, not today, you know? And I'm thinking, like, there's no cruise ports in Vegas, but I'm here in New York. I might as well, take up an offer for a free cruise. So I looked up Norwegian's free cruise offer that I got from Bally's. Oh, here it is. Norwegian's free cruise offer. Look at this. Look at all this fine print messing with you. If this fine print is just not honest, you know what I mean? And so I booked it. It cost me under 400, and I had to pay something, right? Because that's how it works. And I booked the same thing. I tried to book the same thing. Actually, I didn't try to book it. I ran through the booking process for the same exact cruise, and it came out to be under 800. So it's kind of like a half price cruise, right? And it leaves from Manhattan. So I said, you know what, while I'm still here in New York, let me knock this cruise thing out, give it a try once in my life, and if I don't like it, I don't like it. So I booked 5-day cruise to Bermuda, right? I don't even like Bermuda. The idea of like disappearing in the middle of the ocean, never to be found again. Bermuda. And I'm just like, all right, fine. So that's what I'm gonna do. I'm gonna go and give that cruise a try. Now I have heard that it has a buffet, a 24-hour restaurant, but there's a lot of things on a cruise ship that I don't like to do. I don't like to get wet. They have a ton of water slides and pools and everything like that. And so I said, that's not for me. I don't like sunburn. They have all these like decks and things for you to lay out on. I'm like, no. right? They're not gonna have internet, not unless you pay 189 bucks or something ridiculous like that. For what? A few days of internet? I want my internet, but I'm not gonna pay that much for it. So no internet. What am I gonna do, guys? I think it's literally gonna be like a prison. I'm gonna eat my food. I'm gonna shoot my videos. I'm gonna edit my videos because I'm posting it on my main channel, the Food and Travel with Danny the Medic, and that's why I'm really going. If it wasn't for my channel, I probably wouldn't even care. I'll be like F the cruise. I don't care about that. But I think it'll be interesting content for the channel. And of course, I've never been on one. I should really give it a fair shot, deceptive practice or not. Now, talking about deceptive practice, let me tell you about MSC, right? That cruise line, so deceptive, all right? I logged on to make a mock booking, and then they advertised $99, like a cruise from $99. Great, I'm glad to see after decades these companies are still pushing that baloney. Then I logged in and I find out that the cheapest rooms of the category that I was looking at is actually obstructed view. Sure, there's no view on the inside, but then you go to the ocean view, they have like $0, right? Like included in the fare you selected, $0 obstructed view, right? So it's gonna be like a room that has a window. You look outside and there'll be the side of a lifeboat or something. I'm like, what the F? Why would they even put a window in that stuff? Obstructed view, and then you gotta pay like $100 more for unobstructed view. I'm like, dude, that is just ridiculous. You might as well turn those things into like just storage rooms or something. Why would you do that? And then to find out that if you want to select, like MSC, you have to pay $60 more to like book your room in advance, or you can save the $60 and let them throw you into whatever room they have. So they'll probably throw you into the most rocky, the most obstructed, the most furthest away from the stairwell, or whatever the heck, the most unpleasant room that nobody else wants. Right? And I've been studying online, looking up the stuff, and it turns out that, a lot of people say the food sucks. I'm like, the food sucks. So I Googled what is included. So all they got is the buffet in the main dining room. That's the only two things that's included on the MSC cruise. So I'm thinking like free or not free. It's gonna be hard for me to like spend like 9 nights in the cruise in some crappy room that has something in the window. And then only have a main dining room and a buffet. How many times can I go eat at the buffet? Oh, but they have other restaurants that you gotta pay extra for. You gotta pay extra. They nickel and dime you I'm just like, that's disgusting. They nickel and dime everything. It's almost as bad as Spirit Airlines, guys. Oh wait, that's enough for now. I'm getting so upset. And okay, but that's just okay, I'm good. The upset don't last very long. And that's not the only thing that don't last very long.